Hey everyone, Andrigats here and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about Noblegarden, the in-game holiday event. And more specifically, I want to share a few tips that will help you gather eggs more efficiently and faster. One of the main reasons you want to farm eggs in this event is because they contain Noblegarden chocolate within, an item which is used as a currency to buy different rewards from the Noblegarden vendors. Some notable rewards are the Hearthstone toy, the Noblegarden bunny pet, and the Swift Spring Strider, which both of them can be sold in the auction house and can be used for profit. The Noblegarden event takes place in the starting areas such as the Goldshire in Stormwind, Razel Hill in Duradar, and many others, but to be honest, I mostly enjoy farming in Falconwing Square in Everstone Woods. It's so calm and it reminds me of the old days when I was a level 1 Blood Elf priest. But you can always check all the other villages and see what suits you the most. So without further ado, let's go through some easy tips on egg hunting. First of all, the eggs you want to collect are called brightly colored eggs, and they're scattered around the starting areas, usually on the ground, but they're a bit hard to locate. One easy way to make them more visible to the eye is to lower your graphics settings, especially the ground clutter, the environmental details, and view distance too. You can leave the outline mode to high though, as I believe it helps define the outer layer of the egg. This way you'll be able to spot the eggs from afar before the graphics start to show, thus making the eggs much easier to locate. I basically turned my graphics to 1 and let the outline mode to high. It worked perfectly just like that, but you can experiment with it and see what works for you. So I definitely recommend doing this before you start farming the eggs. Then make sure to complete the introductory quest, which needs 10 Noblegarden chocolates and gives you 1 eager basket toy. By using this toy, you will go 60% faster, so it really does make a difference. And trust me, it does worth the price tag. You can easily put that into a macro and it will help you go faster. Many times you will find yourself turning to a rabbit after gathering eggs, and because of that you won't be able to use the basket anymore. To fix this, you have to remove the buff Noblegarden bunny by right-clicking it. It's a bit annoying to do it that way, so you can use a macro instead. Another annoying thing to do is to keep right-clicking the eggs in order to open them. You can fix this by using a macro. You can easily spam it when running to the next egg so you don't waste your time. And as a matter of fact, all of this can be put into one single macro button, so you can keep spamming one keybind to open eggs, remove the rabbit aura, and use the basket to run faster. If you don't want to use a macro to open the eggs, you can install the Tomcats Touradon, which will open the eggs automatically as soon as you loot them, so you basically don't have to do a thing. Personally, I prefer this way, but you can always use the macro if you prefer to open the eggs that way, although it's gonna require a lot of button pressing. In any way you decide to go, macro or add-on, your bugs won't go full fast and you will definitely save a lot of time. But if you don't have enough empty bag space, you'll occasionally have to get rid of the extra cosmetic items that might clutter after a while. With the Dragonfly, we also got a few quality of life changes, such as the new Interact key. And believe me when I say it, this will probably make the most difference in your egg hunting, tremendously speeding up the whole farming. With the Interact key, you don't have to aim the eggs manually with your cursor, you just need to aim the camera in the general direction of the egg and click your Interact keybind and it will pick it up. To turn it on, you need to go into Options, Controls, Enable Interact key and set up your desired keybind for Interact with target. I use G because it's close to my index finger, but you can use whichever you want. Also, starting with this year's event, they change how the eggs can be interacted with. Basically, they change them into share loot instead of individual. This means multiple players can loot the same egg within a short period of time, similar with how outdoor treasure chests work. There is no need for competing now with other players, and it will prove to be a great change, especially for overpopulated areas. Another way of speeding up the egg hunting is to choose a rather fast class, such as druids, monks, demon hunters, or even evokers. And it doesn't have to be your main, it can be an alt. Druids, for example, could be quite useful if you decide to go to a flying area. But if you only have slow classes, you can still make the most of it if you wear a speed set, and what I mean by that is to use gear with speed procs, speed gems, or even legacy enchants. Well, the next one is not so much a tip as more like a reminder. Make sure to use up all of your Noble Garden chocolates by purchasing stuff. Don't save them for the next year because it will be long gone after this year's event is done. And I'm pretty sure all the holiday events currencies work like that. And last but not least, stick to your own route and keep repeating until it becomes second nature. Listen to some music, podcast, watch a stream, even a TV series, whatever, just to keep you company because it does get a bit exhausting after a while. To tell you the truth, I almost fell asleep in the last 5 minutes of farming. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, right? The result? Well, in almost 1.5 hours I managed to collect 500 Noble Garden chocolates and I did both the mount. And by the way, if you do have more than one of these mounts in your bags, you won't be able to buy a second one. To remedy that, you can post it in the auction house and buy a second one. I usually post it at the highest price just to be able to buy the second one. I think that's a pretty nice way to make a bit of extra gold. And it's limited to only 1 week per year, so it doesn't become repetitive. It can even spice things up for your gold making plans. And don't forget that you don't have to sell everything immediately, you can hold on to it and sell it later when the prices go up again. Remember, this time of year it's usually the cheapest they go, so don't fall for it. Give it some time. But again, after the auction house region merge, things are a bit blurry. We'll have to wait and see how they roll out. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, thank you so much for watching my content. If you want to support my channel, please take a moment to subscribe and hit the notification bell. You can also find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/AndricatsGames, where I'm mostly streaming World of Warcraft. And since my streaming schedule is a bit fluid, why don't you give me a follow on Twitter and I'll let you know when I'm going live. Good luck with whatever you're doing and I will see you all on the next one. Bye!